All right, so we get to come back and listen to album number 491, Harry's House by Harry Styles, released on Columbia Records in 2022, which of the many notable things of this album means that I remember when this album came out. It's within my living memory, which I think definitely influences the way you feel about something. I don't get to be as removed as I do about all these other albums that happened 20, 30, whatever years before me. I have all of like my lived experience to associate with this, which is kind of weird. That was a weird thing revisiting. But in any case, the other weird thing is that I believe that this album uh, was originally not Harry's House. I think it was retroactively changed by Rolling Stone from Fine Line to Harry's House, and that's a totally deserved change. I think this deserves much more to be on this list. I think it's a better album. I think it's Harry's best album. Um, and it just has so many more interesting sounds. A lot of the bedroom pop like influence that's happening around this time. And that like also being like connected to like a more interesting, cohesive meaning, and like talking about like a post-quarantine album, I guess don't really know how to get into that very well in such a short time frame. But I think that that's so compelling. Um, and you get this like these better arranged songs. The songs just get to breathe a lot better here. Matilda is probably my favorite on, this whole record. Is just really strikingly emotional, and a message that I think people really need to hear. And then even like the funkier little bits, in Cinema and Sushi Restaurant, whatever, are my two favorite. Both of those just get to really groove, Cinema having this kind of Tom-ish, neo soul, like jazz thing that had been like getting popular for a few years that Harry's kind of jumping on here. And then Late Night Talking, Peter Gabriel is influences all over this record, but especially on that song with that great bass, with these just little like melodic parts that jump in and out. And even like As It Was, which again, getting to experience this was inescapable, and I just hate it. I think like totally soured my taste on this album. Listening to the lyrics and stuff is like this positivity that's balanced by these like really complicated emotions that he's talking about lyrically. But overall is not, as even as its highlights, make it seem. I probably only put it as like a 7 out of 10. I'll probably put it like 7.